Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Marvelous Musings. Today we're doing a trailer breakdown analysis and kind of a crazy reaction from Naranjan, especially about the new Hawkeye trailer that just came out. So I'm really excited to go ahead with it. I think Hawkeye is one of those characters that you don't really think about because, yeah, at the end of the day, he is a dude just with a bow and arrow. But seriously, he's really cool. I mean, who the hell can shoot 18, hit 18? All right, let's get this party started.
Yes, Hawkeye, very underrated.
This is the first Christmas we've had together in years.
I love you guys.
We love you too.
Can I just note, first of all, the Rogers thing up in the thing.
Yeah, that's giving me some chills.
It is. Why? Because it's Christmas?
Well, that, but also, it's Captain America. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Everybody's
Hawkeye,
like,
we love you too. We love you.
everybody's
too,
like memorializing Steve Rogers and stuff like that. Clearly with the Rogers musical. And one thing to note, I do not see Laura Barton. Where is Hawkeye's wife? It's odd. If he's like saying first Christmas we've had together like in years, I would assume his wife would be there as well. So there might be something going on there.
So, if I could just comment on a few things that you've mentioned. First of all, regarding the Rogers musical, it does seem to be this trend, especially since all of these movies are concentrated in the post-game universe.
Right, yeah.
A lot of them do have this underlying theme of glorifying the Avengers, especially those who died or, in Steve's case, got really old and died. With regards to, also we saw the Iron Man mural, and Iron Man's death had a huge impact overall in Spider-Man Far From Home.
Yeah.
So I do like the way that Marvel is treating this because they're letting the characters move on from, Endgame, because it's such a huge movie. You can't just pretend it never happened. But I really like
Right.
the way that they're handling it. With
Yeah.
regards to his wife, I think she may have divorced him because, all of the 5 years of head chomping and all that.
No, don't say that. That would be really
All right,
sad though.
keep playing.
And also, I'd like to note, it says over here, a timeless story of a timeless hero, referencing how Steve Rogers has still been around after 70 years, even after the wars ended, stuff like that.
And
Anyway,
looking like quite the piece, too.
yeah, it captures the heart of a hero.
Yep.
All right.
I'm making up for some lost time.
Authorities are wondering if the masked vigilante who terrorized the city's underworld is back.
The past has caught up with me.
Should we be worried?
No, it's nothing. I'll be home for
All
Christmas.
right, pause.
I promise.
Yep.
So, first of all, this is the inevitable I'll be home for Christmas. We all know this never happens whenever a character says this in a movie.
Yeah.
The other thing is, I want to note that I think a lot of other people have seen it as well. Hawkeye looks a lot older. And I have more to add. But if you could just play 1 or 2 seconds more so that I could show what I really want to talk about. All right, pause.
Yep.
First of all, that face. Man, Jeremy Renner, I'm not sure how old he is, but I think they're going quite a ways to make him look much older than he really is, because let's think about the things that he's actually had to face in what for him is the past 5 to 12 years. So for so many years, he's been part of a team that's had literal gods and androids that can't be killed. I mean, Vision. So he's been a part of all of these teams, and he's doing all of these things that no other regular human is really fit to do without substantial enhancements. And it's pretty clear he hasn't been doing all of that. So he looks a lot older, and I think that's something that I hope at least Marvel's going to go into with this miniseries. But also one other thing that I want to talk about is if you go back just a few moments earlier, I think to 0029, with his wife.
I'll be home for Christmas.
Not his wife.
I promise.
Yeah, pause.
You were saying?
So the car, and I think it's very definitely a government car. So it's basically about his kids are in danger. And I think a lot of this does have to do with the amnesty deal he signed with the government. Now, I'm not sure how much of this is the general Avengers amnesty deal, which they had after Civil War, which they showed kind of Infinity War and an Endgame, and how much of this is because of his own vigilante stuff, like he was going around killing criminals for 5 years. I mean, is it are his kids in danger because of that? Judging by the rest of the trailer, I mean, we'll see, but I do think this is more actually because of his criminal stuff.
Right. Also, I like how somehow Kate Bishop has the exact same outfit as Ronan here, very strange to me. Anyway, let's continue.
It's the most wonderful time.
Christmas.
When I wore this suit, I made a whole lot of enemies.
You're a Hawkeye!
You're Hawkeye.
Who the hell are you?
Oh my god.
Some people have actually called me the world's greatest archer.
Yeah, the world greatest archer is a definite lie because that's Hawkeye.
Yeah. I mean, I have so much I want to say about this. First of all, I think that Hawkeye is now living in the city. I think that's going to be really cool because I don't think a person like Hawkeye could frankly stay entertained out in a rural area. So I'm really glad that our boy looks like he's in the city now. I mean, not like he looks like much of a boy these days, but yeah, no, I think this world's greatest archer is definitely. We could discuss this more with regards to how it turns into a character arc for her, because it's definitely one of her first scenes, and she's coming off like, of course, we've only observed her for barely 3-4 seconds in this trailer, but it comes off as a bit arrogant. So I'm hoping that we see more in this series than just the usual incredible archery stuff. Because so far with Hawkeye, we've had some character development, but just because he hasn't had that big of a role to play in all these movies so far, we haven't really been able to see him learn and grow as a character. And same goes for Kate Bishop. We've never seen her. So I feel like this series could do really well if it ends up focusing more on the emotional and the social aspects of their relationship rather than just, cool arrow stuff. Which, yeah, that is really cool.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to Kate Bishop in this.
Are you one of those people?
It's the most wonderful.
Hey, babe, I should be back in a day or two.
He called her babe. They're not divorced.
Yep. Yeah, so that's really interesting. Either they're divorced or no, but I don't think they're divorced.
That's good to hear.
But one other thing that I like what Marvel has done with Hawkeye, and this is going to sound slightly strange, but the tendency whenever you have a male character and they have a female best friend, the tendency, especially for movie makers, is always to put them together. And there were a lot of people shipping Nat and Hawkeye, and
right, yeah,
that's slightly strange. So I don't think they're going to do that with Hawkeye and this girl, mainly because the age difference is just going to be really icky. But also, also because it feels so much better to watch this as a father-daughter or a mentor and a student rather than just your standard Hollywood romantic relationship. That's just going to be a real bummer if you go for it.
Yeah, I'm hoping what this is. I mean, Marvel's done variant to variant love interests before. I hope they don't like make Laura Barton think that frigging Clint and Kate are like, I definitely agree. I do not want to see that in this at all, especially after the Loki and Sylvie scenario.
Yeah, I want to stop here. There's something even weirder actually than Loki and Sylvie, is Wanda and Vision. Because come to think of it, Vision's only a few months to a few years old.
Okay, buddy, you need to relax.
Okay, just delete that.
Okay. Anyway, by the way, I forgot to mention Nagraj is not here today.
It is a great tragedy, but just like
Yeah,
Laura Barton, we move on.
He doesn't like Hawkeye.
Hang on a second.
That is so badass. He just caught. That is so badass. He just caught that and threw it back.
That was amazing. That was amazing. I don't care what you say. I don't care if you say it's unrealistic. I mean, you've been watching the MCU for 12 years, 13 years now. The boat to complain about unrealistic stuff has long since sailed. At this point,
I don't think you can really call this. I don't think you can really call this unrealistic, right? I don't think you can call this unrealistic because Clint obviously, voice crack. Clint obviously is an expert marksman, right? He's like precise with everything that he does, basically. So it would make sense for him to catch a Molotov and then throw it back at them before it explodes, right? It makes sense if he's an expert marksman and stuff.
I mean, yeah, but how many people in the real world can actually catch something flaming and really hot, just like catch and rebound in that exact manner, in that exact direction?
Okay, let's see if he's wearing a glove.
He's not.
He's not. Fuck's sake.
And he also broke a window, which is one of Hollywood's biggest sins. No, you can't break a window like that. I know from personal experience.
Wait,
But
he didn't break it. The thing
yeah,
broke it.
no, he shatters it with his elbow.
Oh,
shatters
I
it
mean,
with
yeah,
his
that's
elbow.
possible. That means, haven't you shattered something with an elbow before? I've done it before.
Yeah, I've shattered sugar glass with my elbow, and I weigh more than you.
Bro, yo, you haven't shattered a window with your elbow before.
Well, I haven't tried that hard either, mainly because I like my elbow.
Okay.
Kids jingle belling and everyone telling
Things have gotten more complicated.
the most wonderful time of
Oh, that's amazing.
I just want to say how much this looks to me like the Kingsman series. They're also getting a third movie, by the way, which is really cool because I really love those movies. They're insane, they're wacky, they're so cool, and they're just so fun to watch, just like this one. I'm hoping because
Yeah,
like Marvel is,
I always love it when Marvel throws comedic stuff into their stuff.
yeah, like I'm just gonna ignore the fact that Naranjan just interrupted me like the rude young man he is. Um, yeah, so one thing I want to talk about here is actually looking at like the color palette patterns they've chosen for their films. Let's just talk about the DCEU for a second. One of the biggest problems I actually have with the DCEU is that it's too dark. Not that, like the topics are too dark. I mean, Marvel covers dark topics too, but it's actually too dark. I can't see anything. But this, I think they've struck a wonderful balance, especially because the last few Marvel movies have been really dark. They have been really serious. So I'm really hoping this for like some fun flicks, essentially, just like because this isn't going to be that high stakes either. It's not going to be like an entire multiverses are being pruned by the shockingly genocidal TVA. It's
Yeah.
not like ego is going to swallow up entire worlds. It's not like, oh my god, some of the last stuff has actually been very, very terrifying now
Disturbing.
that I think back of it. But like this is just this is your friendly neighborhood Hawkeye just going around busting up criminal
Friendly.
enterprises, and that's the fun stuff.
Yeah, that's Spider-Man style, and yeah, I do agree. I really like this color scheme of Kate Bishop's outfit. The purple is very nice with the black.
It's the most wonderful.
Oh, I really like that fun. All the gifts come, the best gifts come with a bow. Very
It
nice.
reminds me actually of that line from Avengers: Age of Ultron, where Claw is threatening someone that if they don't send him his payment, his next missile shipment is going to come very much faster. Something about that line, especially with the really rough accent that he used for it, it was beautiful. And this is just it's so much in that image that and it's Hawkeye. There's going to be a lot of bow and arrow and stuff. It's beautiful.
Right. And
And
also,
one thing,
yeah, go
pause. This is looking to be less like an action flick. I might be wrong here. It's definitely going to have a lot of action, so I'm definitely going to be wrong. But it's looking more like a spy thriller, actually, more than your average MCU movie. So like, we think back on the last few MCU movies, and you think back on their biggest, so like the biggest movie that was really a spy movie, that was Captain America: The Winter Soldier. That was really good. So I know that Marvel does have the ability to do this kind of stuff, and if you look at their last Christmas movie, I think there might have actually been more, but to me, the Christmas movie that stood out the most was Iron Man 3. I know that one hasn't been well received, but the Christmas aspects of it were actually pretty well done, in my opinion. So if we're going to put these two together, I don't think that they're going to have a better combination to do it. A spy thriller for Christmas, bring it on.
You know what else is coming out in Christmas?
Spider-Man, I know.
Yes. And
I know that my reaction was really anticlimactic, and I'm really sorry. Yes, Spider-Man.
Yeah. There's been some theories going out saying like Hawkeye might actually introduce the mysterious sixth villain of the Sinister Six, which is very much they're covering up the sixth villain a lot. We've had teasers to 5 of the villains in the first trailer, and everybody's speculating that the sixth member is going to be Kingpin from the Daredevil series that could appear in Hawkeye, right? Yeah, that's what people have been speculating, and I actually have no problem for it. That would be really nice.
So just a little bit of trivia here. The main character from Daredevil, I believe, because I haven't actually watched Daredevil and I haven't watched a lot of the older Marvel TV shows. I know that's a sin, especially since I'm hosting a Marvel platform, but it goes how it goes. Um, they also showed him in Spider-Man: No Way Home. People think they showed him in Spider-Man: No Way Home. I think there's still a lot to be seen whether or not he comes. The other thing is the actor for Kingpin is Vincent D'Onofrio. Of course, I haven't watched him playing the role of Kingpin, but I think he actually played one of the best roles in any cinema, any movie that we've ever seen. That was Gomer Pyle, Private Gomer Pyle from Full Metal Jacket. I think that was one of the most brilliant and most haunting performances I've ever seen. I don't know how he's been as Kingpin, but if Vincent D'Onofrio's in it, then I'm watching this. That's the end of the story.
I mean, you're gonna watch this regardless, so.
Yeah, that's also true.
I really like that shot.
Yeah.
The shot is really nice. The shot is really showing them off as a team and more and less like a couple, which is really good.
Yeah, that's especially true as well.
This is too dangerous. Definitely not this one.
You don't have to say definitely like that. Holy sh**! There are arrows more dangerous than that one?
Stop.
Oh, that's really funny.
I want to talk about those arrows. This is just a fan theory combined with military history, but I would love if the most dangerous arrows he had were actually small uranium warheads, because the US military did have 88mm recoilless rifles that also had nuclear warheads. I don't know who on earth thought this was a good idea, but I would so love it if his most dangerous warheads were actually, the nuclear warheads. Now that I say it, I'm starting to realize that's actually probably a really bad idea from all standpoints. So I actually take back my hope, but let's see how it goes.
Yo, where were those? If he had nuclear warheads, where were those in the endgame battle?
It's very likely that he innovated substantially in the time between Endgame and now.
Sure.
I would have, yeah.
He works with the government, so it would be pretty simple for him to get those warheads as well. So there's that. That logo is very nice.
It's a really nice logo. It also gives off that really like television kind of feel without letting us forget that this is Marvel. You know what to expect. This is Marvel. At the same time, we have no idea what to expect. I'm actually really bummed because one of my favorite series of all time, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, just ended, and I'm really hoping this kind of fills that emptiness in my heart. That's an overstatement, but I am hoping that this show turns out well. It looks like it's going to be a pretty good mix between fun comedy and a spy thriller and really, really good action scenes, which we know that Marvel has done really well with the Hawkeye. So basically, it might actually be like the television's version of Kingsman. And I'm hoping this goes really well because I do like Hawkeye as a character quite a bit. And if his show goes really well, then I think we have a lot to look forward to, not just for Jeremy Renner's Hawkeye, but also for Kate Bishop's Hawkeye.
Yes, November 24th. That's the date. I really like this arrow on the H and the B over here, and also the bullseye kind of design with the A. It's a really nice touch.
This is some Christmas.
Very nice.
Some Christmas indeed.
Christmas.
I just want to present a fan theory.
Did I hit record? Yeah, I did.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. That would have been tragic if you didn't. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's one for the bloopers reel. Yeah, so one thing I'm really, really looking forward to with this is just, I hope that Marvel just go in and have fun with it, because we don't need a serious Hawkeye. I mean, a serious Hawkeye means that he's got nothing interesting going for him. He's got no powers. I mean, maybe he might have a backstory, but there's nothing fun about him. And I just want to watch a fun Hawkeye. It's that time of the year. For us, it's going to be college applications. For other people, it's going to be different stuff. But, Christmas, November, December, that's a stressful time of the year. And some people just want to watch a wonderfully built up Christmas Carol extended action thriller comedy. And I think that's the beautiful thing about this. I'm really looking forward to that being the way it goes.
Yes, obviously Marvel has all four of the shows that Marvel has developed have been huge successes, in my opinion, right? WandaVision was good, Falcon the Winter Soldier was good, Loki was amazing, and What If so far is also very good as well. So I have high hopes for this show as well. Hopefully it's a hit. And what else comes along with Hawkeye? Eternals, of course. So there's that as well. Yeah, and I have high hopes for both of those. And it's like this is one final thing before biggest movie of the year, from Marvel anyway.
Yeah,
Spider-Man
yeah,
No Way
yeah.
Home, more hype than Endgame for me. Hit the
Yeah,
like
so
button if you
for
hit the
all of
like
those,
button
for all of our,
if you think No Way Home is bigger than Endgame.
and subscribe if you think that Naranjan is being a bit too overexcitable.
No, no,
Young man,
no.
you are a very, very overly excitable young fellow. I would highly recommend yoga in your case.
No, no, no.
All right, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to Hawkeye. And while I don't share Naranjan's love for all of the Marvel shows, I think some of them could have been done a bit better. There's definitely a lot of room for improvement. So far, they've shown that they definitely have the caliber to work with a really good cast and to build a really good and strong story. And the actors like Jeremy Renner, I don't think there's a lot of ways that you can actually go wrong. So I really hope that Marvel really just like goes all the way with this.
Yes. Especially he's the one of the 6 original Avengers left, right? And
Yeah.
and of the 6, I think he has the least amount of development. So this show is going to be very good for a character like him.
Let's just hope they don't Black Widow him. Let's just hope that.
Black Widow, man. Oh boy. Anyway, that's it for today. We'll see you next week, and hit the like button and subscribe. And
Goodbye.
No Way Home is more hype than Endgame. Goodbye.